Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are joined by the great Lily Liu.
That's right.
Hi.
Lily, we're releasing these episodes so quickly, but people don't know you are one of the upcoming guests on the podcast for Sunday conversation that will come up soon. But we wanted to ask you a little bit about what are some of the things that you spoke about at the NEC Symposium, and what are some of the takeaways that people should take from this, especially if they're not here in attendance.
So this is actually my first NEC Symposium.
Really?
So I'm quite excited to be here. And I was thinking about a John Muir quote about Point Lobos State Reserve, and he says it's the greatest meeting of land and water on Earth. And I think this is the most amazing conjunction of people with incredible, heart-rending, compelling stories, and experts and researchers and people who take care of the patients that they care about as their children.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're saying that's where like the land and the water meet.
Right.
Yes, it's beautiful. And you spoke about telling stories as part of being a physician advocate.
I did. So I think that actually we all tell stories, but telling stories for advocacy can be developed even further so that you can match the stories and the reason that you want someone to care about something with issues that are at play, so that you can really move the needle on making policy change to make things better.
I love that. I love that.
And it's really a constellation of families, clinicians, basic science researchers, and I'm forgetting one that I wanted to mention. But anyway, but it's kind of unique in that sense that it's not like just clinical people, it's not just clinical researchers, it's not just basic science, it's really a confluence of all these individuals that can share the progress, their expertise, and what they've been doing for the field.
Exactly. And the stories that they're telling and so generously sharing, they are not just stories, but they are aimed towards finding purposeful action. So they have 16 research priorities, and we've done an exercise on putting together Lego blocks so they can truly understand what everybody thinks is the most important, so that they're not just advocating that we want a world without NEC, they're saying this is how to do it. We've built a toolkit on probiotic use, and so, let's actually do something about it and not just wish.
Right.
I love that. Absolutely. And speaking of doing something about it, you presented some ways that the section on neonatal perinatal medicine is doing neonatal advocacy and ways for people to get involved, including the upcoming virtual neonatal Day
we're
on
so
the Hill.
excited about that.
Yeah.
The first ever Neonatology Advocacy Day, or Day on the Hill, it's modeled after the annual AAP Advocacy Conference, which used to be called the Legislative Conference, so we very fondly call it LegCon. But so it's going to be like a mini advocacy conference, and we're going to take people who are experts but may not be that facile in telling stories and talking to legislators, and we're going to go over all the neonatology relevant issues in the morning. We're going to teach people how to make an effective case for what they want to support, and we're going to have some rehearsals, and then we're making actual appointments with members of Congress offices.
I love that. So you're basically gonna it's a training session. You're gonna teach people how to use the right lingos, use the right terms, and engage with policymakers.
Yes, and we had space for only 40 people because we have to make all these appointments, but I think we have 50 people signed up.
Wow.
And they signed up within the first week or two.
I believe it.
And in the power of the AAP Advocacy Conference is you pick one topic, you develop a strong message, and you train credible speakers to tell the story to their congressmen. And we had like 300 some people meet on a safe digital ecosystem for kids. And how powerful is that to have that many pediatricians talking to 3 offices each in one afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So you're trying to get neonatologists to see themselves as credible resources for policymakers.
And that they are credible.
Absolutely. But I feel like we don't always feel like
But we've
that.
talked about like how do we become advocates? How do we
Right.
make a compelling argument? And I think what we've heard from many of the attendees and speakers at the conference is that this experience here at the NEC Symposium allows you to understand what all these things mean by, number one, seeing the research, seeing the work, but also hearing the stories and the experiences. And I think you take all these things away from the conference, then you see the message as a singular entity that is so powerful.
Powerful is the exact word that I think of.
Yeah,
So in putting that all together.
absolutely. Lily, thank you so much for dropping by.
It's
We'll
always
see.
fun to see you too.
Yeah,
Likewise.
same here.
Thank you.